Hello, everyone. I think 5 people are so waiting. So we have comments as well. Excited? Yeah. Let me share the links in my community so maximum people can join. Okay, so 11 people joined so far. That's pretty quick. Okay, जितने भी लोग मुझे देख रहे हैं, please do share the stream with your friends so maximum people can join and take the benefit from the experience of the great Abu Anwar, the Flutter Way, because आप लोग काफ़ी टाइम से कह रहे थे मुझे कि प्लीज़ वीडियोस बनाएं रिस्पॉन्सिव डिज़ाइंस के ऊपर, लेकर मुझे टाइम नहीं मिल रहा था। तो आज मैं उनको लेकर आ गया हूँ जो कि इसमें एक्सपर्ट हैं और जो इसको मास्टर करते हैं। तो मेक श्योर कि आप अपने कम्युनिटी में शेयर करते हैं एंड मैं शेयर करने लगा हूँ जल्दी से ताकि हमें मैक्सिमम स्टूडेंट्स ज्वाइन कर लें। हम लोग 5 मिनट वेट्स करेंगे, 5 to 10 minutes, and then we will start. Where is the link? Okay, so where is my announcement group announcement? The session with Abu Anwar the Flutter Way has started. Okay, so English, please. Okay, so I think my guest is more comfortable with English, so he will switch between English and Urdu, but of course, most of the session will be in English, so be patient. Okay, here we go, girls. And then we have this invited. Let me put it on. Thank you. No problem. Okay, so 19 people joined so far. Okay, cool. Let me put it on my Facebook groups. Hello, sir. Please talk in Hindi. So yeah, we will switch in between Hindi and Urdu, and of course in English. So you guys will understand. Okay, no problem. Uh, to be honest with you, Hidayat Bukhari, I'm not a freelancer, so I'm not sure about. Um, Anyways, let's focus on this session topic. Mhm. नहीं, नहीं यार, ऑफ कोर्स पश्तो मुझे आती है, पश्तो कैसे भूल जाएँगे, इतनी मुश्किल से मैंने सीखी थी। सो ऑफ कोर्स पश्तो नहीं भूलेंगे। ओके, सो 25 स्टूडेंट्स जॉइन, सो लेट्स वेट फॉर 5 to 4 minutes एंड देन वी विल स्टार्ट। मीनवाइल आप लोगों के कोई भी क्वेश्चन्स हो जो कि आप लोग अगर आज अबू अनवर से आप डायरेक्ट पूछना चाहते हैं द फ्लटर वे से, तो आपके पास एक गोल्डन अपॉर्चुनिटी कि आप उनसे पूछ सकते हैं कि हाँ, भाई आप इतनी अच्छी यूआईस कैसे बनाते हैं और स्पेशली उसको रिस्पॉन्सिव कैसे करते हैं। तो आप लोगों के कोई भी क्वेश्चन हो नोट डाउन कर लें कमेंट बॉक्स में, यहाँ पर ऐड करते जाएं एंड देन हम उनसे पूछेंगे। ही इज़ बैक स्टेज विद मी, सो ही इज़ लिसनिंग एज वेल एंड आप लोगों के कमेंट्स भी रीड कर रहे हैं, तो मेक श्योर कि आप लोग आज इनसे फ़ायदा उठाएं। Okay, everyone. Why he stopped bringing new UI design, the Flutter? I think he's working on a lot of projects and he had a lot of things in pipeline. But of course, you will answer this when you start the session. Live session has started. Okay, so 29 students joined so far. Cannot understand. Please explain in English. Oh, okay. So we'll keep this session in between. Live session has started. How many of you guys are really excited about this session? Please let us know in the comment box because we still have 4 to 5 minutes left. So I want maximum people can join and then we'll start the session. Okay, cool. Make OOP video. Of course, we will make OOP video soon. Assalamu alaikum, walaikum assalam, guys. Mudassir. Okay, following you both from a long time now, this is lottery for me. Of course, this is of course an honor for me as well, having the Flutter Way on with us, and I'm super duper excited. As do I. As you guys can see, how I am blushing, and it shows how much excited I am. Um, it is a good choice to switch my career. Okay, so we'll come to this kind of questions at the end. Okay, how to learn UI design? Of course, how to learn UI design, how to master UI design in Flutter. These are the type of questions that, of course, our guest will also answer by the end of the sessions to keep a hold on it. Who is this? Hi, 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 hi. So I think I know you. Who are you? Let me put this in the time. Of course, marketplace. You can invite me, and I want you to add PDF open. Okay, so we 37 people joined so far. So let's wait for 2 to 4 minutes more and then we will start. Walaikum Assalam, Jahangir Mahmood. Asif, how are you? I'm good. How are you? Okay, so it's Zain Ahmad. Walaikum Assalam. ओके सो उस्मान मलिक कह रहे हैं एप्लीकेशंस में जो एड मॉब्स यूज़ होते हैं उनकी क्या रिक्वायरमेंट्स होती हैं मिनिमम डाउनलोड्स की इट डिपेंड्स यार मार्केट टू मार्केट डिपेंड करता है एंड हाउ यू डिपेंड्स कि वो एड्स कौन सी मार्केट में देखे जा रहे हैं एंड देन ऑफ कोर्स उसके बिहाफ के ऊपर आपको पैसे मिलते हैं डाउनलोड्स की बेस के ऊपर नहीं मिलते एक्टिव यूज़र्स कितने हैं आपकी एप्लीकेशन पे और कितने एक्टिवली हेडफोन्स ऑफ कोर्स फिर उसकी बेस के ऊपर मिलते हैं Khoram Creation says, sir, how are you? I'm following your course is a good and very beneficial for me. Thank you so much, guys. Excitation is on peak. पैटर्न प्रोग्रामिंग यानी कि आर्किटेक्चर आप सीखना चाहते हैं तो यस देयर आर टू प्लेलिस्ट वन इज विद कैटेक्स एंड वन इज विद द प्रोवाइडर एंड देन ऑफ कोर्स ब्लॉक इज कमिंग आर एम गोइंग टू स्टार्ट द ब्लॉक सीरीज इन 2 to 3 weeks. Assalamu alaikum. Of course, I haven't teach anything related to the UI design. मैंने सिर्फ बेसिक सिखाया है कि UI कैसे बनती है, and then उसके बाद मैंने मेरे चैनल पे full focus जो है वो backend सिखाने पर है. But of course, UI I believe is not easy part. Of course, we have a guy for this who will teach you if it's easy or not today. Okay, so I built a Flutter app without responsiveness package, but the look is different on smaller device. So of course, a dollar guru. I built an app, so he's saying that his app is not responsive for smaller devices with the font size. So that is why we are having this session, and then we are about to start in 2 minutes. So I'll let my guest answer you on this. ठीक है? सर ज़्यादा वर्क किस में मिलता है बैक एंड और फ्लटर ऑफ कोर्स फ्लटर का बैक एंड आपको आना चाहिए वरना आपको काम नहीं मिलेगा Okay, so let me go to my Facebook community and let me go to the LinkedIn. I want to learn GraphQL with Flutter. I don't have any kind of a playlist about the GraphQL, so I know how to integrate GraphQL because I have integrated one of in one of the applications. You can take the source code if you want to from my GitHub, but I don't have playlists right now. Okay, so sir, massive respect for you. Started learning Flutter from when you visited. Yeah, so it was a really wonderful workshop in the Aptopad that I deliver, and it has 300 participants, and they enjoy my boring lecture for 3 hours, but none of them left the hall. That was interesting part. Okay, how I want to Okay, cool. So let's start with our live session, guys. आप लोग हमें join करते रहेंगे, and then first, let me just. ओके कूल सो लेट्स इनवाइट आवर गेस्ट एंड देन हम लोग आज का जो मेन टॉपिक है हम उसकी तरफ जाते हैं ओके सो अस्सलाम वालेकुम अनवर अबू अनवर
Walaikum assalam. Hello, everybody.
हाउ आर यू अब्दुल्ला
I'm great and I'm honored to be here. And thank you so much for inviting me.
Actually, to be honest with you, my audience was requesting. It's been a while since they were asking me, please approach the Flutter Way, the Flutter Way, the Flutter Way, and bring him in the live sessions.
Oh,
So I pinged you, and you were kind enough to give us a time, and I really appreciate that you have given me a time, and here we are. So a lot of people, before we go ahead, a lot of people know about you. They know about the Flutter Way. So I want
yes.
you to give your introduction. Who is Anwar? Who is Abu Anwar?
Abu Anwar is a person who created the Flutter Way YouTube channel and who really love open source. Also, I'm a Google developer expert for Flutter and Dart. It's been like 1.5 years right now. And I really love community stuff. I really love talking on events, learning from experts, and I really enjoy my life. And I really love to share knowledge with others. Like once I shared a video, and each time I check the comment that I got, and it really motivates me. And I don't know how many. Okay, I have two questions for you guys, those who are watching me. The one first question is, how many of you show my face? If you show my face before, I'm the person behind the Flutterware type. Like yes on the comment. Let's see. I can see your comment, so let's see how many of you just know me instead of the Flutter way.
ओके सर लेट मैं आप लोगों को इसको ट्रांसलेट करके दे देता हूँ सो अबू अनवर आपसे पूछें कि कितने लोग फ्लटर वे को पहले से देखा हुआ है या उन्होंने पहले इनको कहीं देखा है किसी इवेंट में या जानते हैं पहले से तो वो यस लिखें और जिन्होंने नहीं देखा हुआ पहले वो नो लिखें कमेंट्स बॉक्स में एंड वो रीड कर रहे हैं सो मेक श्योर कि सब लोग आप लोग अपना शेयर करें
Okay.
एक्सपर्टीज
Okay, someone saw me on Nepal, Flutter Nepal. Yeah, that was amazing session, and maybe I'll join another session on Nepal very soon. Ah, yeah, lot of yes, yes, yes. Okay, there is a one no. Okay, another one is no. First time seeing. Okay, live session in. Oh, there's a lot of people. Your audience are from Nepal also. That's great. A lot of people from Nepal.
my most watch time is from India.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah. Oh, there is a guy from Bangladesh as well.
Oh, Bangladesh. Hello, I'm also from Bangladesh. No, okay.
Okay, so it's a 50-50, I think.
Yeah, a lot of 50. Yes. Oh, Flutter Nepal. That's great. Wow, someone also follow me on LinkedIn. Thank you, thank you. Ah, my fast instructor. It means a lot. It means a lot. Oh, thank you. Ah, someone from India. That's great. Thank you. Love you guys. Oh, India. Oh, you guys lot of fan from India. That's great. Yes, India. That's great. Thank you guys. And yeah, also if you really like, if you watch any of my Flutter Way videos, you can also let me know how it helps you, or if you guys have any suggestion from me, like, okay, do that, do this, or improve that kind of stuff. Happy to check and answer you guys. I'll answer your question later. No problem.
I think about the comments we will come to an end if they guys have any questions. So I'm taking the note of the best questions we will ask, and I'll ask at the end. And then I think let's proceed with our topic, and that was how to make
Okay.
our applications responsive for web and iPads and for the desktop and for the MacBooks.
Okay. At first, let me share my screen. Screen. Let me
Okay, so
know.
let me add it on this.
Yeah, I think you can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay, hi everybody. So most of you guys already familiar with Flutter. So by using Flutter, we can build apps for Android, iOS, web, desktop, and even embedded device. But if you want to build an app that support those all the platform, you have to make it responsive. Now look at this one. I built a dashboard app, you can call it, on Flutter that work on every platform. Like this is the preview on web or desktop app. This also working on mobile device as a Android or iOS app. Also, here is the preview of iPad. And this session, I'll explain how I make it responsive so that it work on every platform that you guys have on our Flutter support. Before we started, there's two things I need to show you. I need to show you the end product. So at the end, how it looks instead of, so that you have more better ideas. So let's start with the web. Here's the web preview we have. As you can see on the left side, we have this side menu and search bar and storage detail or sort of something. Let's see how responsive it is. We can make it bigger, we can make it smaller. As you can see, side menu is hidden. Show like that way is perfect. Let's make it a little more. As you can see, let's make it as small as you can see. This UI is fully responsive. Now let's see how it looks on, let's say, on iPhone. Okay, here it is. Okay, here it is on iPhone. That's how it looks on iPhone or Android. If you open the app on Android or iPhone, it looks like that. The same app that we just write it once and we're using on every platform. Here's the hamburger menu. Okay, let's flip the phone. As you can see,
Oh,
there's fully
I think
responsive.
it seems to me some kind of a magic got happen when you shift the screen.
Yeah, as you can see, guys, smooth as butter. Okay, one last thing. Let's see how it looks on tab. There's iPad or something. So here is a tab. Let's see how it looks. How it looks on tab. Show the sidebar because right now we have enough space. But if we flip it, as you can see, it add up to the screen. Perfect, you guys. So are you really want to learn how I do that kind of stuff? Okay, let's close those things. Let's back to the slide. So if there's some link I have that really help you, one is this GitHub link that contains this whole project. Even you can see the live preview from here. So this course, my main focus is to show you how to make it responsive. If I really start from building the whole UI from scratch, it takes me a lot of time because it's not an easy UI, to be honest, and it takes a lot of time and effort. So if you really want to learn how I build this whole UI from scratch, you can check my videos called Responsive Admin Panel UI on Flutter on my YouTube channel. You can check it out. But on this session, I'm really interested on make it responsive so that you guys understand how you can make your app responsive. For that, we have three branches here. And we're really interested on this UI branch. So if you want to follow along with me, or if you're watching this video after this live session or after this session, you want to try it by yourself, you just go to this repo. Here is a link, or maybe Taj also added on the description, no problem. So the first thing you really need to do is clone this UI branch. So once you clone it, it looks like that, or you can open it on your favorite IDE. I'm using VS Code for that. I'm really comfortable on VS Code. Before I started, let me explain what you have in the starting project or UI branch. As you can see, I'm here on the UI branch. So I have assets folder that contains icon, all other SVG icon and images, logo and stuff. Let's back to the pubspec.yml. So the few packages I added, Google Fonts for using custom Google Fonts, Flutter SVG so that I can add those icons. FL chart, you can see a chart, storage chart. For that, I need this chart. And provider for state management, to be honest, there's no, there's little work on provider. So if you, it really depends on you. If you want to add it, you can add it, no problem. Now, if you go to the lib directory, here the all magic comes. So let's start with, how can I start? Let's start with the main. I have one thing. Let me explain one thing. I built this repo 2 years ago. As you can see, it's pretty old project. I built it in 2 years ago, so maybe some of code are not really up to the mark, because it's 2 years old code. Where right now people are Flutter is way better. Yeah, upgrade this project, but as you can see here, I can use const, but I'm not using const, and all some best practices are missing. Don't worry, because on this session we're really focusing on how to make it responsive instead of follow the best practice and the const. It's an old project, that's why maybe some it's most of the time it follows, but sometimes it may be lag. There's some way we can improve it, and this youth task, I really appreciate if someone really did that for me and create a pull request. I'll happy to merge it. Okay, so first thing first, we are on the main directory. Let me run it at first, so that you have idea how the UI branch look like. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna run it on a web, Chrome OS as a web, because I plan this, I designed the whole stuff as a web first, then transfer it to a mobile. If you are on VS Code, you can like Command Shift P, type Flutter, then select device, choose macOS. Okay, then run it by using Control F5. It takes some time. Let me explain other thing here. So we have controller, is simple controller which open the drawer. It's pretty simple stuff. That's our statement work, nothing else. That's it. It's completed. It's model, recent files. It's nothing. Simple class, also some demo files that I'm using. Whole UI. Simple stuff. As I'm explaining. Yeah, there is two screen here. Okay. Now come to our project. Yeah. Once you run the UI, it looks like that. It looks amazing on my eyes. Once I first finished this project, I was like, whoa, that looks pretty. And on my website, it has like 500,000 views. Sorry, on my YouTube channel.
And I think it has more than 4,000 stars on GitHub as well.
Yeah, 5,000 stars on GitHub, more than 5,000. Even it was on GitHub trending 1 at GitHub trending page. That's amazing feeling. So okay.
Yeah.
So on the screen, there's two screens. One is main, another one is dashboard. So let's see what we have in our main screen. So main screen is this whole screen. It has two parts. One part is that sidebar, and another part this whole other dashboard and other kind of stuff. Let's back to the code. As you can see, that's our main screen. Where inside a row we have two parts, sidebar and the other dashboard screen. So when it comes to responsive design on Flutter, this expanded widget is really, really helpful. If if I build an app and I want to make it like responsive, I'm using expanded. And trust me, for me, this expanded only single widget, let's complete the 90% job for me. If just the app is only focused for mobile, I can make full app responsive on any screen by using just only single widget, expanded widget. Also, there is oriented builder or orientation builder. You may use that, or layout builder is really helpful sometimes for complex stuff. But we are really okay. So expanded. Why I'm using expanded here? Let's back. Now we are going to our responsive stuff. So by default, the flex is 1 here, and here I use flex 5. So what does it mean? So here it means this sidebar menu will take 1/6 part of the screen. That means if we say 1/6, it means 16% of the width. This whole sidebar, it takes 16% of the width. and the other part, 84, I think, yeah, other 84% of the screen will take this part. So as you can see, just with a single widget, we can almost make it sort of responsive, so that it will take that portion of the screen, it takes that portion of the screen. It's really helpful if you can use it in perfectly. So okay, so let's make this small screen. You can see we're starting overflow issue, and it not look good. So our job is to make it responsive, so that we can shrink it as much as we can. Also, it will work on other device. Even I'm not really run it on iPhone simulator. If I run it, there is thousand of error because of those stuff. So our goal is to make it responsive. So how can we make it? Before that, there is a file called responsive.dirt here. It's a stateless widget. It has 3 parameters. Again, yeah,
So there are people saying that can you please make it a little bit zoom it so we can see the full little zoom.
right. Is it
Yeah,
okay?
I think yeah, now it's perfectly fine.
Thank you. So that's the responsive widget that I created. Keep in mind that it's pretty simple responsive widget that work perfectly fine on that project. It is also already a complex one, but if you have more complex, maybe you can customize it as you want. Something like I'm call it mobile, tab, and desktop. So sometimes you can call it a smaller device, medium device, smaller device, medium device, and tablet, larger display or desktop sort of sometime. It really required, but it gives you the idea how you can make it responsive. And the thing is, I really try to make it as simple as possible. So it has three static method. One is mobile. So when we call it is mobile, if the width is less than 850, I just take those number that really work all most of my project. I'm not saying it 100% of this project is this value is really working. Maybe you need more. Another value is really important. If I also work a complex responsive project where I just add another one, like if the screen is less than like 600, then we call it small phone or real phone or a small tab, we should name it. But for simplicity, let's call it, if the screen size is less than 850, we call it mobile. And if the screen is greater than 850 and between 1100, then we call it a tablet. It's on tablet size. And if the screen is greater than 1100, we call it desktop. So we have 3 breakpoints, and using 3 breakpoints, we're going to make the whole UI responsive. Also I'm going to count it. There's my build method where I get the size, and I have, if the size is less than 1100, it returns a desktop component. I'll show you how to use that in later. Just understand the logic, how responsive the Dirt really, why I write those stuff, how it really works. On tablet, there's one thing you can see. If the screen size is 850 and also not null, because I say that it can be a nullable tablet. Why? Because sometimes we really need for a widget or any screen, we just really need to define two style. One is for mobile, another one is desktop. We really not required for tablet. So that's why I'm not make it required, but most of the time we have to pass a custom component for mobile and desktop. That's why we have the freedom to do that, else on mobile. Okay, I think you will some understanding on responsive. Don't worry if you don't get it, because once we are gonna start using it, you'll feel its power. It's like how many? It's like 45 line of code, maximum 45 line. It's not a 45 line of code. There's a lot of command, and it's so powerful that it can make your whole complex UI fully responsive. You can, by using this, you can remove all those things. You can make it amazing. So let's how we can do that. So how okay. So let's start. I'm using on Chrome. I run it on Chrome. So let's back to an inspector. Okay, actually, I don't need that inspector right now. Let's shrink it, shrink it, shrink it. Okay. So as you can see on that part, I think we are out of space. Our side menu is already pretty small, and it's not look good, and all other kind of stuff. So my always my first goal is, if I remove this side menu, then it would be perfect, because so that I can add up a lot of space here. So how can I do that? How can I do that? Let's back to the inspector here. So yep. So let make it bigger. So as you can see here, our width is like almost, yeah, 1100 here, almost 1100. So it must look on 1100. On responsive.dirt, we have a breakpoint, as you can see. If it's less than 1100 and 850, we can call it tablet. So what we can do on tablet mode right now is it is on tablet mode. On tablet mode, I don't want to show this side menu. So let's do it. So let's back to our main screen. There's nothing we need to do. So yeah, here is our side menu. So I want to hide it, or I just want, there's two way. There's two way you can say it. I want to hide it, hide it on tablet and mobile, or otherwise you can say something as I want to show it on only desktop mode when the width is greater than 1100. So if res- responsive dirt one is not coming, okay, is desktop, then I'm gonna show it. Otherwise, I'm not gonna show it. Simple line of code. Look at it. See, okay, let's make instead of 100%, let's make it 75%. So as you can see, okay, we are 1600 is now for bigger screen, it's perfectly fine. But once we started shrinking, once we pass the 1100 mark, as you can see, it already looks bad, but it's okay. We don't want to make it more bad. So once we pass that, voila, it's gone. Side menu is gone. Now we have enough space to show other stuff. It's perfectly fine, so that we can shrink it more and more. Even it's enough. Still is okay, as you can see. But there is one problem. We hide it. So how can we access it? We need, you just hide it, and it doesn't make any sense. You hide it, you are not able to use it right now. So how can we make it? We hide it. We can add a menu icon here, so that user understand, okay, it's now hidden. If we click it, it pop up. So let's do it. Show the menu icon here. So for that, we need to go our dashboard screen. Here is our dashboard screen. Let's go to the dashboard screen. We'll find our menu. This part is a header component. As you can see, this header component, we'll find it on our header component. Let's go to our header component. You'll find it under the components. There is the header. Okay, I already commented out. So at first, let's just comment this icon. Okay, let's import our menu controller. We also need to import provider. Okay, so what it does here, we just show this icon here before our dashboard text. It's nothing. Inside a row, I just add an icon here. Right now it shows always. But what I really want it to do, once this side menu is not showing, I want it to show. Otherwise, I want it to hide. So again, as you can see, if it's not desktop, then I want to show it. Otherwise, let's hide it. Now, as you can see, it's not showing. Once you click it, okay, it's not okay. Now it's not showing anything. So why it's not showing anything? Before we go further, let's back again to our side menu. Go to the side menu component. Inside the main component side menu, what is side menu? As you can see, side menu is nothing, just a simple drawer. So the best part of drawer is we can use drawer like sort of like you can slide it, and it can open. So that's why I make it a drawer and list view and other kind of stuff. So let's use it on a header or something. So let's back to our main screen. And as you can see, I commented out on drawer, we're just using our side menu. So, so what it changed right now? Now our main screen has a drawer also and side menu. Once the side menu is hidden, it shows. Once you click it, it shows. Yeah. Problem solved. See how easy it is. I'm not writing a lot of line of code. I'm just using what I have. I'm just using the condition, if and else condition. That's it. That's doing the job for me. I already have the same style and same file, and look at this amazing animation by default account. And those shadow, perfectly fine. That's perfect. I want it. So we can shrink it up, but there's one problem. You can see as a shrink. That look at the search. Here it looks perfectly fine. It has good enough space, but here, according to this space, is too small. I want it to big. So let's back to our header again. So let's back to our header. That's the search field. Before the search field, we're using a spacer. Spacer means free space, or the flex is 2, and by default expanded flex is 1. We already know. So what I can do here, I can say, let's see if I say expanded to flex is 1, how it looks. Yeah, it looks right much better. So I have good amount of space right now for typing something on the search. But on this page, it's pretty big. I don't want that. Or I think, what do you think? There's two options you have. It personal choice. You can make it as it is right now, instead of just change the flex to 1. Otherwise, you can say responsive is desktop. One is desktop. I want it to 2, otherwise 1. So yeah, it has the consistent space, as you can see. It's almost consistent. It's not pretty big. Just get it smaller. On larger screen, it looks like that. So size is constant, something. It depends on you. I think it's better to just say the flex 1. I like it that way. So that problem is also solved. So now we shrink it, shrink it, shrink it. There's another problem. Is now we are almost 800. I think it's pixel, 800 pixel size. Now it's not look good again. You can see those my files is shrink up a lot, and it feels like we don't have enough space, and we try to feed those things right. We just feed those things not right way. We don't have enough space, but we just feed it. That's not a good stuff. So here my plan is to place this one after that one, because once I replace this with that there, so I have good amount of space here. So let's back here again to my code. This time I need to go to the dashboard screen. Here is my storage details wizard, which shows the details. So what I'm gonna do, and look at the space, it 86. So what does it mean on our responsive? 850. If it is less than 850, we consider it as a mobile. So what my plan is, on mobile, I don't want to show the storage detail on the right side. I want to show it after this recent file. So let's do it. Back to our dashboard screen. So if responsive dot, it's not on mobile. It's not showing on mobile. So it's not showing on mobile. Yeah, now we have good amount of space, but it's gone. It's gone. But we can't just use this hamburger menu system. We just draw or something. So we need to place it here. So let's put it there actually. Same stuff, storage. Just copy it, paste it here. Let's see how it looks first. Okay, it shows, but I need a space after that so that it can understand that it's different. Let's copy it and it looks good. It looks much better right now. So as you can see, okay, just for now, just ignore this part, also that part. I'm gonna fix it pretty soon. But check this one. It looks perfect, isn't it? Now it looks like, okay, it builds for a smaller screen like that. So let's make it bigger, bigger, bigger. So once we have enough space, I want to show it there like that, and I want you to hide it. So that stuff is just only if responsive mobile is this part is shows only mobile because this right part is hidden on the mobile. Now let's look at side. See, showing perfectly, and it's so smooth. It's perfect. It's perfect. So okay, now look at there. It's not look good again on header. So how can we fix that? We can fix it two ways. We can remove the spacer, and or also we can run on mobile. I don't think so. It's a good idea to like show that dashboard text. At first, let's hidden this dashboard text on mobile. So where is the header? Here is our header. So I want it to hide it on mobile. Simple if logic that we already used. Or most of the time you can use smaller title. It totally depends on you. And for me, it looks better instead of because on mobile, okay, you don't have. It's not necessary to show because you already understand. So yeah, it's have enough space, but it's not good. The search is pretty small on mobile. So one thing we can do here, if responsive is mobile, we don't want to show it. So yeah, see, it's perfect. So that's a good option. I don't think so. It looks that good. So let's remove it. Instead of that, we can do another thing. Thing is, we don't even on mobile. It's not a good idea to show the whole username here. We can just show her icon. That's it. So we have enough space for a search. So let's do it. I think it's better. It's good to have some space here, I think. So how can you do that? You already guess it using the if logic. So back to the header, and here is the profile card wizard, and here is her name, the username. So I just responsive is mobile, and I'm gonna hide it. Okay, yeah, it perfect. So as you can see, now the problem is gone on mobile. It's pretty smaller. We have good amount of space for a search. Yeah, this is good. The table is looking good. The storage is looking good, but this my file is not looking good. So the last thing we need to fix is this my file. So let's go there and check those stuff, those cards. And this is the most complex part of this. So I can say responsive. Right now we are using what it calls if and else logic, but this is we can't fix that problem with if and else logic. So how we can fix that? Let me show you. So back to our display, and here is my files. So you can find it on under the component. Go there. So this is the file info grid view. This whole stuff is a grid view. So let me show you this component at first, explain what you have. We have a grid view builder and we set our physics to never scrolling. So it's not scrolling anything. It's just normal, a grid view. And the other thing I define two parameter. One is for cross axis count, which is 4 by default, and child aspect ratio, which is 1 by default. And the other item is here, file info card, and I'm using demo data. So how can we make it responsive? And this grid view is really handy on responsive stuff. You know, if you set it like, let me show you something, cross axis count. If I set it just 1, it will work like a list view. Yeah, it looks weird here, but you got it. It work like a grid view. Or we can say like 2. It looks much better. As you can see on look 2 on this very small side is work perfectly. But on larger screen it looks pretty weird. So it's not pretty simple solution to just using if and else stuff. So how can we solve this issue, this complex issue? So this where our responsive widget comes handy, you know.
A boy just commented, move this in the wrap widget. He's giving a suggestion. What do you think about it?
You know, number one thing I can do that. You know, that's a good question. But what do you think? Is it good UI practice, or it looks good if you saw three card here and one is there and other those spaces are empty? Do you think is a good design stuff?
To be honest with you, I think using the wrap widget is something is in my point of view right now in the scenarios we are covering. Of course, it's not a good approach, but of course, wrap widget is something that you use according to your requirements. So it's just more of how you handle your problem.
Yeah, that's the thing. But I highly recommend you to try to solve it using wrap, because actually the when I'm doing this stuff, the first thing I try to solve it using the wrap. But there's some limitation, especially those spacing and other kind of stuff. And I really like your idea, and I would like you to try by yourself. Then you will understand what is the limitation. Okay, now come to the topic. And another thing, I'm showing you to solve it using grid view so that I can show you how to use this responsive widget that we are creating. We are not using it till now. We're just using the static method. But we also have this responsive widget. So why we really create this responsive widget for those complex situations. Uh-huh. So that one more thing I remember, if you are using wrap, those have a fixed something like aspect ratio. So if you just always say 1, like let's see right now it has a 1, it's not really working always. You know, right now this portion, it has pretty big space between those, and it has to make it smaller. So if you can't define a fixed height also, it not looks good. You know, you have to make it, the designer make it as a sort of square, so you have to keep it consistent. This is one issue you're facing while using wrap and other kind of stuff. Okay, now back to the code. Where are my files? Okay, so we're using our responsive widget for the first time. So it has to, you have to pass 2 parameter. On mobile, let's use as it is first. Mhm. For desktop, also same. Also, I want to for tablet. So yeah, so we did that. So does this make any changes or any improvement on our design? Let's see. No, it's exactly how we want it, but we're using our responsive widget. So we have the power to customize it on different screen size, on mobile, on tablet, on desktop. To be honest, look at here. It looks perfect on this portion, those sizes and everything. On larger screen, it also looks pretty good. The mess is created when we are going to on the mobile, on a smaller screen. See, because the mobile still is 6.4 pixel, but to be honest, on mobile, like let's say on iPhone 12, is just 390. As you can see, it's not even visible, those icon here. So how can you show them? That's the problem here. Because if you're open it on like SE, smaller, that's, even you don't have enough space to just show those icons, and we are gonna solve it right now. So how those simple responsive widgets solve this issue? So here I write some code here. As you can see, one thing we can see on mobile, we can set the cross axis count to 2 instead of 4. So let's see how it looks. Okay, it looks like that here right now. It's too big, it's too bad, but it's better, you know. It's too big, and as you can see here, if it's too small, then it's better. 242, like on iPhone 12 Pro, it look good. But if I make it responsive, then it's not look good. Like if it's like bigger screen, like 500 pixel, it's not good. Those spacing is too big. So how can we solve that? Yeah, we solve the problem on a small screen, like here. If you're using iPhone 12 or iPhone SE, it solved that. But what about that one? We solved one problem, it created a new problem. Look at this, it's massive. And here it's perfect. So we don't have enough space to fit 4. And here we don't have enough. It looks pretty weird if we just place 2 here. And on a smaller screen, it looks good. But what about this? For that, we can like change our aspect ratio. So what I can do here, as you can see, I already create a variable called size, which give us the screen size. So, okay, let's call it size instead of width. So from using this variable, we can get the width. So here we can say something like that. Like it looks good here. So let's, instead of 2, let's put it 4 then again. Okay. So let's see how much, if we place 4, when it looks good. Like if we are on like, right now we are on mobile format, make it smaller, make it smaller. Look at 700, it looks good. Still it looks good. It looks perfect. We can let, you know, now it looks weird. Let's say 650. Yeah, 650. It looks good here. Still it looks good on 4. If I use 4 item on grid view. So what we can say here, if the size, the width is less than 650, then we are going less than 650, then we're going to use 2, otherwise we are going to use 4. So what does it mean? Look at here, still we have 4, but when we get we shift to the less than 650, we have, because right now we don't have enough space, that's why we shift 2 cross axis count, and it worked perfectly fine. But look at those are massive, and it gives a pretty bad user experience. So how can we solve those massive problems? We can solve it by changing the aspect ratio. So here, if we change the aspect ratio to 1.3, let's see how it looks. Much better. See? much better here, much better, or 1.4 if you want to. Okay, if we want use 1.4, there is a overflow issue, so it's not workable. 1.3. uh, Still, why is okay, why is it like that? Okay, 2.4. Okay, I'll fix that, no problem. I think so. Let's at first for a moment just ignore this. I'll solve it later. I got it. Why it shows that. So I think here 1.3, 1.4 would be fine. Let's make it 1.4. Yeah, it's at least good, much better. No, there's again overflow issue. 380. Is there any screen size 380? Yeah. So we have to use 1.3. It's perfect. See, it working perfectly fine. Let's see on iPhone 12. Yeah, it looks good. So the thing is, but we change the aspect ratio on mobile. Here it shows the overflow, and it not look good here. So what we can do here, use the same logic. If the screen size is less than 160, then we're gonna use 1.3 aspect ratio. Otherwise, the square, we want to use the square aspect ratio, which is 1. Now check it. See, iPhone 12 Pro, perfect. Don't worry, there is extra. If you notice, there is some extra space here. I'll fix that pretty soon. And this is a mobile preview, and we're gonna fix it on once we try this on iPhone simulator. Let's instead of iPhone, let's check the responsive stuff. Yeah, till now it still has, yeah, because if I close it, there is a minimum size, minimum width you can shrink your browser. Look like that. This is the minimum you can do. You can't do more than that. You can't shrink your browser more than that. So here our problem is solved. It looks good. It looks sort of like it's not using 1.3 aspect ratio. Everything is working fine. So we solved the issue for web, but still there's some problem I think exists on the mobile or for mobile app. So let's stop it here and run it on iPhone simulator. Control Shift F5. Yeah, it's going to be a bit complex. I don't know how many of you guys get it, but once you get it, it's going to be pretty good. And trust me, for those simple two line, it just make you UI wholly smooth. What the hell? Okay, I made a mistake. Let's see Control Shift C, Flutter, and select this device iPhone 14. So let's run it again here. Take some time.
It seems to me after taking you at this session, I'm just I have kind of a feeling to just master the Flutter for web because I know how to build great applications for iOS. I was struggling with making it responsive for web, but now I have this simple you say kind of not extension, it's a widget, but of course now I know how to make our widgets more responsive.
Yeah,
And it's great to see that how every widget is the index of your main file. So this is
yeah.
awesome, to be honest with you. I'm not sure about how audience is taken also. Okay, so we are getting a really awesome feedback. They say awesome masterpiece. This guy is very good. Yeah,
Okay.
that's why we are having him. Yeah, go ahead,
Thank you.
please.
Okay. The one thing you can notice here is look okay, but it's not perfect. The one thing you notice, there's more extra space here. So why is really showing? It's showing. So let's at least at first we need to solve this extra space, because now space is so important for us. We can't just waste a little bit space. So I think on the dashboard screen, I made, yeah, here the pairing. If I remove it, yeah, it's gone. So yep. So I really wanted to show why this space. Actually, it shows on the desktop when, like, after this file, it shows this storage, and I'm forget to hidden it. So I just want it to show on desktop and tablet. Otherwise, I don't want to, because on desktop and tablet, this my storage details on the right side. Otherwise, it's on down. I don't need that storage. Okay, now I run it. It almost fixed here, as you can see on iPhone 14. Those documents look pretty good and clean, but there is one problem on this spacer. I think we can do is, let's back to our header again. So, and hide the header. Like, where is my header? Yep. So yeah, here is flags. Something like, if the screen size is less than 650, then I don't want that. I don't want this spacer. Or at first, let's remove it and see. Yeah, it looks much better. So for the simple stuff, let's do it like the media. I don't know, media query of contacts, the size dot width. Let's call it 650, less than 650. I don't want to show it. So instead of if less, okay, is greater than, instead of greater than, then I'm gonna, yeah. Okay, the problem is almost solved. Now let's flip the phone. Ta-da! We did nothing here, and it by default it worked perfectly. Let's open
I
it.
mean, I mean, this is just awesome. Nothing can be more
Yeah.
beautiful than this, to be honest with you.
We are not using any rocket science or nothing. Trust me, at least 80 or 90% we are just using if logic. Just if. There is no else. Just if you are using if logic, and it looks like that. See, everything is perfect, I think. Okay, let's test it on a tab. Close it. Let's open simulator. Which one you prefer? Not watch. Let's open it on 12-inch. Let's see how it looks there. Let's back to select device. Now I want it to iPad 12. Let's run it. Control F5. Oh.
I'm not sure about you if it's running. So, a lot of people, a lot of my audience, commented on me that please teach us how to make app responsive, and they have kind of a fear that it will be a kind of a rocket science, or they be kind of a very complex logics that they guys will use in order to make applications responsive, and there will be like kind of a lot of extra work that they guys will put to make things happen. But that's not the case, guys. It's in front of you.
Yeah, you show the okay. This is how it looks on iPad 12-inch. Look, no error, nothing. Everything is perfect. Let's flip it. Here you are, smooth as butter. Ta-ta-da. So that's it, guys, from me. I hope you learned something. I hope you like it. Let me know your experience, or yeah, maybe there is a lot of way you can make it even better. Trust me, I did this 2 years ago. So yeah, there's a lot of improvement. There's a lot of new widget maybe, but my initial goal is to make it as simple as possible. I know there is a lot of advanced Flutter developer and also beginners watching this, so I really take this session on that level, that Beginners can also understand, the advanced also get understanding. So if you're advanced Flutter developer, you know now how to do that, so you can use your own style, you use your own modification. And if you're a really beginner, then I think at least you get idea how to do that, and you have the confidence, okay, now I can do it. It's not rocket science. I don't need to do a lot of stuff. I just need to use if logic. That's it.
And it's more of a hit and trial method. Just hit, try, and make it responsive.
Even I'm not changing any font size, guys. Nothing changed. Everything is you show the result in front of you. I do that. There's nothing need to change. Everything is perfect. It looks good. Look at there. Look at here. Do you really, guys, really feel the font difference? It looks perfect.
Nothing.
It looks perfect on iPhone. It's visible here. Is also font is look good on the web. It also make busy is larger. I think Flutter text theme, Flutter Flutter team design their text theme like that. It's a little bit bigger on larger screen and shrink for smaller screen. I'm not sure. I think that's the case. That's why when you are doing responsive design, you don't have to think, okay, I need to change the font. Try to use text theme. That's my suggestion. Okay, let's stop. Oh,
Okay, wonderful. I think this section cannot be more beautiful than this. So let's get back to some of the questions, and then we will go toward the wind up, and let's see what people has to say. So please, guys, feel free to share your questions here, and then I'll ask him, and then Abu Anwar is with us, so he will entertain your questions as well. So why the size of app is larger than the size of the network? Okay, so so my first question is: do you recommend third-party services for building responsive apps? Like you see, there are a lot of packages available in the community, and one of the biggest problem with the community packages is sometimes the developers think that he is not able, due to some personal commitments, he is not able to maintain that package. So do you personally recommend to use those packages for building responsive applications? Are the built-in packages, are the built-in I would say जो हमारे पास widgets हैं या जो हमारे पास built-in technology है, it's enough to build responsive apps?
to be honest, that's you. Let me share the true story. When I started playing with how to make responsive, I started with grabbing those packages. So I'm really feel like, yeah, I'm using a lot of packages, and some you don't get the 100%. I want it that way, but he wanted this way. So what I always did, at first I checked a package, then I'm not really grab the package. I checked his code. Even this responsive design idea that I have here, I'm gathering, checking 2 or 3 responsive packages. So I check their code. I see how they do it. Then I will add my thought. Okay, I need that part from him. I need this part from him. Then I'll build my widget. As you can see, I check 2 or 3 Flutter packages and come up with this simple responsive widget, single, that solve my whole problem. You have my best. I always suggest you guys, once you try a package, sometimes it's a simple line, 2 or 3 lines of code. For that, you are using whole packages. It offers a lot of stuff, but you don't need that. You need a small stuff. Just check that part of the code, and you'll also learn a lot of stuff, how other developer think, other developer do. And trust me, I learned lot of stuff checking others, those packages amazing. They're really talented. Once you check their code, you'll get the understanding, and 80 or 90% time you don't need to use that package. That's it, guys.
Okay, so I'll add up here. Recently, my client asked, I was building a chat application, so there was a UI, and he wanted to make it like WhatsApp. So now I was thinking how I should make a cut from the left side. If you see a kind of bubble,
Yeah.
um, yeah, so I went into the pub.dev, and then there was a package bubble chat. I think I just explored it, and then I added the package into my project, then I copy his code, and then I just go into his documentation and then just copy whole the code and then remove the package, and then I'm using his code.
This is what I did most of the time.
And then what I did, because I'm not sure about how actively that guy will maintain the
Yeah.
code, but of course this code is written in the Dart, so Flutter is maintaining for me. So I really do not make myself too dependent on the packages that I'm
Yes,
not sure about. So what I did, I just copy the code and I just created my own kind of a like you responsive kind of a widget. Okay, and then I just publish on the GitHub and I said, see guys,
that's
you
great.
can do it that way.
That's great.
Okay, so do you recommend any projects? Okay, so I think you should recommend the Miva channel as well. So, do you recommend any project or tutorial on YouTube or some other platforms which we can practice or make our skill better with responsive design like this?
I already built. I don't know others. To be honest, if you just write on Google, you will find a lot of video, lot of article, anything you want to learn. Just what you really need to do, Google it. So there is no recommendation. Sometimes you don't like my style, but you like Taj style. So you have the freedom. You have to explore which style you really like, style you are really comfortable with. Sometimes I know a lot of people, they're really really good at documentation, so they're not really watching videos. They know that's my strong part. I really enjoy documentation, just go to the documentation and read it. They're not wasting time on watching videos. But I know a lot of guys, they're not really comfortable on documentation. For them, they really enjoy watching videos on their free time, they do that. So that's really depend on you, which one you prefer. Everything
Um,
is perfect.
okay, so then we have another guy, Fahim. He says the flutter, brother, the Flutter way. So I think to elaborate his question, so he's saying, can we get the job by doing dashboard like we have React and then we have, of course, like Vue.js, and then they guys do for front end and they got the job. So can we do it in the same way by learning Flutter?
Yeah, for backhand, yeah, we can use Flutter Web. To be honest, Flutter Web is not. If you compare Flutter Web with Vue React Native on performance basis and other kind of stuff, Flutter Web is not that good. To What I really think about is like those are website on, but Flutter, what Flutter did, Flutter helps you to build web app. It's not you can just consider it as a website. You can, yeah, maybe you have to put a lot of effort to get that result, but if you're using React Native View, you will get pretty easily that freedom. So for dashboard, you are not really, if your user wait 1 more second, it's not really matter for you. Then you can use Flutter. Even I'm working on a big project. We're using Flutter on the back end. So because this hour, so yeah, we're using it. We can wait 1 second, less than 0.5 second. It's not, but once you make it live for users, then 0.5 second also matter for you. That's the thing. For back end stuff, you can do it. Admin stuff.
Also, can you also get the job by learning the dashboard UI and then make really good UX using the for the dashboard for the web? What is your thought process on this?
I don't get it, to be honest. What
ओके
do you mean?
चलो मैं उसको वो ये कह रहे हैं कि अगर मैं डैशबोर्ड्स की यूआई बनाना सीख लूँ तो क्या मैं उससे जॉब ले सकता हूँ मार्केट में लोग मुझे जॉब प्रोवाइड करेंगे.
I can't say you that I expect if you know how to do dashboard, you will get a job. It's pretty hard to tell, but it's a plus thing. You know, you can learn anything anywhere, anytime. If you just think that I just need to learn this thing and I will get a job, that's pretty hard to say.
Okay, so the answer, so let me answer this. So if you somehow manage to learn, अगर आप चलो मैं उर्दू में बता देता हूँ. अगर आप लोगों ने ये सीख लिया है कि मैं यूआईस बना लेता हूँ, बट ऑफ कोर्स आपको उसका बैकएंड इंटीग्रेट करना नहीं आता, तो यू विल नॉट गेट द जॉब. और अगर आपको जॉब मिल भी जाती है तो ऑफ कोर्स फिर आपकी सैलरीज उस तरह से हाई आपको नहीं मिलेंगी जो कि एक डेवलपर डिजर्व करता है. So there's a call package responsive framework. Is it good? So I think we had a really good discussion on this. Why not to use packages and why to read the documentation of those packages and then take the I would say take the insights from those packages and use them according to your own requirement. Is a really good idea rather than putting all of the whole packages into your project. Okay, so देन वी हैव अनदर क्वेश्चन आपसे भाई हम ऐप्स बनाते हैं एंड्रॉयड आईओएस के लिए प्ले स्टोर पर अपलोड करते हैं तो डेस्कटॉप और वेब के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा सो द क्वेश्चन इज हाउ वी कैन मेक आवर वेब एप्लीकेशंस लाइव for the end users using Flutter Web.
If you're using Flutter for building those apps, pretty easily you can do that.
Yeah, so one of my interns recently did this, so I can connect you with him so you can ask him how he did it. To be honest with you, my experience with Flutter Web is so far zero because I did not get a time. Because and to be honest with you, it's maybe because of I'm producing a lot of content for the YouTube on the app side, and then of course I have a full-time job that I need to manage, and of course I'm running a lot of communities, so that's why I didn't get a chance to web. But of course, after today's session, so it seems to me my all of my code is right on the place. I just need to use this if and else logic that Anwar has shared with us, and then I'll ping my client. Yeah, I did this for you on the web. Pay me more, and you have it. I have completed your bootcamp. What should I do next to increase my Flutter knowledge? I think, yeah, Skipper, I would. Why you stop? Okay, so here is a question for you.
Why am posting? Who told you that I'm not posting UI design? Actually, my always on the video that I created, always my focus is to make the UI perfect. I build a lot of UI videos. So if you are really try to learn UI on Flutter, you can check my old videos. You'll find lot of more than. Right now, what I really focus on maybe on complex animation. That's why I build the UI pre-build, because those who are following me for a long time, they already know how to build a UI. Now let's go to one step further. Let's go to complex animation, how to do complex animation, or maybe on backend integration. All, and make sure all the app have. I always try to make good looking app. For me, the design is the first thing. I have to like this UI, otherwise I'm not gonna make the video.
Recently, I was having a discussion with one of my colleague, and I said when you go to the Flutter Way channel, so if you did a mistake of watching one video, you will end up not wasting your whole day, but you will end up watching your whole videos because the thumbnails are so perfect, and then of course the demos are so perfect that you will watch the whole video because the design that UI look is so amazing that will leave you the marks that I why shouldn't I build like this. So of course you will keep watching the videos and then win for the whole channel.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thanks a lot.
so Flutter Web takes a long time to load initially. What we do to decrease load time and how we can make more attractive loading time.
Oh, yeah, that thing is you can use a loading animation. On CodePen, you'll find a lot of amazing loading animation. Even on this dashboard, I'm using loading animation so that you user are not getting that bored. And for reduce, you need to do some boiler coding stuff. You just Google it and you'll find a lot of way that reduce that stuff. So I think that would be really helpful.
How to open close sidebar app travel logic in mobile. I think we have discussed it in our session, and he also told you how to do that and how to not for iOS, for Android. So it's pretty much simple. You just can Google it and you'll have your answer. Okay, so please open this link for beautiful Flutter UI design. So we cannot see anything. Sir, what is your suggestion? How to become a better developer? How to become a better developer?
Practice.
And how to keep ourselves motivated to do practice, because being a beginner, one of the problems with me is that I hardly can focus 10 minutes 1 hour. Right now I'm capable of doing 16 hours because I'm loving it, but initially when I was not enjoying it, I was learning it, and I have to Google a lot of things, and sometimes the process is really frustrated. So how you used to handle it?
Yeah, what I did, it's pretty common for as a even today, if I try some animation or anything, most of the time after working 1 hour 2 hour I just fed up. Yeah, it's not working. I don't want that, it's pretty complex. So what I just do, I tried it maybe next day, or just I go outside, walk a bit, playing with a kid. I have a kid on my home, so I just play, I just give a fresh mind, then try it again. That's the thing. You have the guts. I know, even I try to learn a lot of stuff. Even I try to learn a lot of stuff, I can't learn it because I give up. But one thing I know, if this let's if you try 20 minutes today, next day try 20 more minutes more. After 1 month, you'll get the result. If you want, if you see someone, and I saw some before. I thought that, I saw some expert. He had 10 years experience. I saw his work, and I want to copy his. I want to be someone like him in 2 days. That's not possible, guys. You have to patient. You have to go slowly. Then you have to keep patient and keep practicing. That's the one thing you can do.
Okay, so is React Native is a good choice or not for mobile development? Yes, of course, React Native is a good choice. I always not mm, I always don't not argue about versus like Flutter versus Reacted, Flutter versus Native. It's up to you. The scope is yours. People pay for you. People invest in you. So make sure that you make yourself the best version of yourself, and then you will easily get the job. I'm not sure about you, Anwar. A lot of people complaining me that we don't get Flutter related jobs, but when I go to the LinkedIn, I receive almost 2 to 3 offers on weekly basis, and same is the case for you. I'm pretty much sure on the LinkedIn, because we proved ourselves on the LinkedIn that we are capable enough, or we are the people you are looking for. To get the job, of course, you have to be best and make sure you are expert, and then it really doesn't matter if you use React Native or you use Flutter. Do what you love doing it, and then go with the one you love doing it. For me, Flutter is love, and of course I'm going to do it for the next, at least,
So
I'm
I
not sure
can
about
add
how many.
one more thing here
Yeah,
that I
sure.
really changed thing. I know a lot of people are really great developer, but how I'm gonna know that you are amazing developer? You have to show me. You have to prove yourself. So how you gonna prove it? You know, if I'm not, for example, for me, if I'm not showing my work on YouTube, do you really know me? No. Do you know my capabilities? No. That's the thing. You have something to show. I'm just, I just created YouTube for fun. I build Flutter UI. Then I really like those UI, and I think, okay, I need to put it somewhere. I just put it on YouTube, and I got a lot of response. What I always suggest you guys, if you build a project, make sure you upload it on GitHub. Make sure you post it. You just make a good preview or something. Just record it how it looks. Share it on Twitter, LinkedIn, so that people can show it. So then you want to know the world that, yeah, I'm capable of doing. Doesn't matter if you, let's say, if you clone one of my design and if you share it. Trust me, I saw a lot of people getting job just sharing my design on their profile. They just code my watch it on my tutorial and post it that, hey Abu, I did that. Even some of guys do better than me. And once I check their comment, they will give 1 or 2 project proposal. Hey, I hire you free. So you have to show yourself. That's the thing.
I think you put up everything in so place that no one can disagree. Okay, so last question from the people, and I think this is something for me as well. How should I grow my LinkedIn, my GitHub, and my YouTube like you? So any kind of suggestion for me and for the people, of course. The question is from the audience.
To be honest, I never think that way, to be honest. I need to do that, and I need to do that much follower or something like that. I just do what I love to do. I just share them. That's it. If you keep doing today or tomorrow, you'll get the result. But if you just, hey, I need to get this job, that's why I'm doing it. After the job, I'm not doing it. Mm, that's not a good idea, because there's a lot of, how can I say that? To be honest, I even when I created videos for fun. I create open source project for fun. My 80% time I'm doing free stuff. I'm not get paid. But the 20% time I'm get paid, I make sure they're worth more than my 80% of time. Why? Because they know my capabilities. They will show my work on GitHub. I have 10,000 followers on GitHub, which makes me the most followed GitHub user in my country. Even on there's a on a star basis, I'm the number 6 Dart developer globally. So I never
Yeah.
thought about never thought about once I start putting my work on GitHub, I never thought about I want to be that top on I need to that follower. I just do it. It's just by default it comes. So that after working on 1 or 2 years, I have it. I add those things I can add my portfolio. Just keep going. Don't really worry about, don't set a limitation, if I starting my career like, once I get a job, I'm not doing my open source YouTube, I'll lose YouTube, then I'm not here on that position. Keep going. You don't know what is waiting for you in future. Maybe you'll get, right now you are struggling, even I'm struggling sometime, even right now. I know there is a better future waiting for me. Just don't lose your hope. That's it. Keep going.
Wonderful. I think. Okay, so a last question, and then we will sum up.
Yep.
Um, I see on the GitHub a lot of people making while making the designs. So what they do, they start writing the whole code for the for web, for tablets, and for mobile. When I see whole code, so they are basically design they are writing code for like what you have done, you have just written down, you have created the widgets, okay, and then you are using those widgets as index into your main file, okay, and then of course passing those widgets into your your responsive files basically, yeah. Now I see a lot of people on the GitHub using this approach as well. They design the whole, they write the whole code for the web, for tablet, and for iOS. So your comments on this, that's a lot of work. And
Obviously,
and and to be and to be honest with you, they guys have really wonderful stars on their profile as well.
I don't know, because to be honest, I don't think so. It's a good idea to write a lot of code here, because in near future, if you really want to modify something, you are gonna mad. You have to modify on a lot of places, and on our coding, don't repeat your code. Make sure once you try write something, you can, for make it faster, you can think it, but I highly recommend you to never ever repeat your code. At first, at first I'm doing the same stuff. If you saw my videos on learning purpose, if you're learning, you can do that, no problem. If you saw my first 1 or 2 videos, even on text field, I'm not even using text field. I designed the whole text field using container, because that time I'm learning. If I make it perfect, I don't make everything perfect, pixel perfect. Okay, I think, okay, the design is look good. Even on that time, I don't have any idea of text field. After 2 or 3 videos, I understand the text field. If you're learning, you can do that. But after 3 or 4 videos I'm creating, then I realize, okay, my code look messy. Once I write it, I understand it, but after a week, I back to my code, I don't get anything. It looks a lot of line of code. How can I fix that? First 1 or 2 project, it's really bothering me. It takes me a lot of time to think how to make components, how not to repeat my code. After this doing for like 5 or 6 months, now it comes automatically. Trust me, all of my file, it doesn't matter how big it is, the app, most of my file has less than 100 lines of code.
Wonderful. I think, Abu Anwar, thank you so much. To be honest with you, I'm really honored and that you have given time to us. And I really appreciate it because I know you are a busy guy doing a lot of things, managing YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, and doing some open source work. And then, of course, being a content creator, I know how hard it is to produce content because people see a lot of time it's the final version, but they don't see the struggle behind it. So I know it's quite a time taking process. So again,
Yes.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. You give us the time. And if there is any closing words that you want to share with my audience, or any tip, or any kind of suggestions, and then we are, I think, good.
At first, thank you so much for inviting me. I really enjoyed here to talk with you guys and with your audience. It's my honor to be here. I'll also check the Walid Bhai and Sakina session. That was amazing, and I learned a lot of things from Walid Bhai and Sakina. Right now, yeah, we're pretty good. How can I say GDs? After becoming GD, I got a chance to meet them. But before GDs, Walid Bhai and Sakina really helped me a lot. They're amazing person. So what I can say, and thank you so much for like inviting me. And I know a lot of Pakistani people from Pakistan, and you watch my videos, but they don't know me. You are the one who show them my real face. Even on my videos, I never showed them my real face.
But I think after this session, now you will have the confidence, in enough confidence, to put your face on on your channel.
Yeah, but I don't. To be honest, I don't like that celebrity stuff. I want to keep down.
Oh, okay, okay.
I
I
want
think.
to. They know Flutter Way. I don't want them to know me. The hell am I? That's
Okay.
want to people know you. Okay, you are the guy who. Oh, yeah, that's the feeling. Few people know it. That's good. Um, and thank
Okay.
you. I really enjoyed it, and your audience is amazing, and you are amazing. I checked a lot of your videos. Even I learned something from a lot of thing from your videos. Those are amazing. Thank you so much for like contributing to our community and helping those who really want to learn stuff. And obviously, I know how hard it is to build a video, and you are doing a job. You are like you're giving your precious free time that you can do anything. You can give those time to your family, friends, or you have hangout. Instead of doing that, you are giving those time to those people who really want it, who really want to learn. You really help them to build their career. I know as a content creator, what really matter for us, someone just reach out to us and said, hey, because of your video I learned this, because of you I got this job. This is priceless feeling, guys.
Amazing.
That's why all the content creator put that much effort. Even one of most of my videos take 2 days to build. I know same for you, or maybe more than that. So that's those simple line is really worth it, and I really motivate someone. If you're really helpful, if you get really help from any content, YouTube video or article, please make sure appreciate the writer. It really motivate him. Maybe just because of one your comment, you'll get another amazing article from that contributor. Really appreciate that. I know you guys do it. Please do it more. That's it for me, guys. And you guys are amazing. I'm having so much amazing time. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much, guys. You will get the source code in this video description and of course the LinkedIn link of the uh, Abu Anwar. You guys can connect with him on the LinkedIn, and of course to subscribe his channel. Of course, you
Thank you.
already did. And bye bye, Abu Abdullah.
Bye.
See
Thank
you
you,
next
guys.
time,
See you.
inshallah.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. ओके सो यार ये था आज का सेशन. आई होप आप लोगों को पसंद आया होगा. मैंने बहुत सारे कमेंट्स थे, लेकिन ऑफ कोर्स ड्यू टू द टाइम कंस्ट्रेंट एंड सारे क्वेश्चंस को आंसर नहीं किया जा सकता था. ब्रो इन द लास्ट मैं यहाँ पर कुछ कमेंट्स को खुद आंसर कर देता हूँ. ब्रो इन द लास्ट gave a roadmap to master animations in Flutter. Bro, I don't have the roadmap to master the animations, but I would suggest you go check out when Dart channels. When Dart, just type when Dart Flutter, and you will see his channel. Go to his channel, see the playlist of animations, and follow all of those animations, and you will master it. Why the size of the Flutter application is larger? Because most of those applications are you see debugs में ना बहुत सारी files इधर उधर आपस में misplace हुई होती हैं. क्योंकि हम packages पे depend कर रहे होते हैं, तो उन packages का size बड़ा होता है debug mode में. पर जब हम उसको release में convert करते हैं, तो release में क्या होता है कि जितनी भी extra चीजें होती हैं वो remove हो जाती हैं, और उसके बाद आपके पास only workable code जो कि necessary होता है, ठीक है, वो आ जाता है. एंड ऑफ कोर्स उसमें फिर आपके पास अथॉरिटी होती है कि आप अपनी एप्लीकेशन को इतना ऑप्टिमाइज करें कि आपके पास साइज कम से कम हो जाए। तो राइट नाउ हम लोगों ने तकरीबन ऐसी एप्लीकेशन भी बनाई, एक एप्लीकेशन भी बनाई है जो कि एंड्रॉयड पे भी उसका सेम साइज था, और जब हम उसको रिलीज कर रहे हैं 9 MB तो तब भी उसका सेम साइज है। सो इट रियली डजंट मैटर, ठीक है, आप लोग जस्ट काम करें, उसको ऑप्टिमाइज करें, एंड देन आप सब कुछ कर सकते हैं। यार जैसा कि आप लोग कह रहे हैं ब्लॉग पे शुरू करूँ, यार मेरे बस में होता तो मैं सब कुछ सिखा चुका होता, लेकिन एज ए मेंशन क्योंकि मेरे पास फुल टाइम जॉब है। अब मेरा प्लान था कि मैं सैटरडे को करूंगा, लेकिन मसला ये है कि कल लाइफ चेंजिंग डे कॉन्फ्रेंस हो रही है इस्लामाबाद में, तो मैं कल इस्लामाबाद में हूँ, जिना कन्वेंशन सेंटर इस्लामाबाद में। तो ऑफ कोर्स कल का दिन भी चला जाएगा, फिर संडे होगा, संडे का दिन भी चला जाएगा, और फिर मंडे को फिर जॉब आ जाएगी। फिर ऑफ कोर्स मैं इतना थक चुका हूँ कि मंडे की नाइट को मेरा दिल नहीं करेगा ट्यूटोरियल्स बनाने का। तो इस तरह के सिनेरियोज आ जाते हैं जिसकी वजह से मैं कंटेंट नहीं पोस्ट कर पाता, लेकिन मैं ट्राई करता हूँ कि आप लोगों के लिए अच्छी से अच्छी चीज़ें पोस्ट करता रहूँ। एंड ऑफ कोर्स फ्लटर आर रिएक्ट नेटिव फॉर मेकिंग एडमिन पैनल, इट्स योर चॉइस गाइस। जैसा कि अभी अब्दुल्ला ने भी कहा था, अबू अनवर ने भी कहा था कि अगर आप चाहते हैं कि आपकी एप्लीकेशंस आपके लिए मिली सेकेंड्स भी मैटर करते हैं, तो फिर फ्लटर इज नॉट अ गुड it's not a good platform to build applications, because it's a long way to go। और वो एप्लीकेशन जो ऑलरेडी रिएक्ट नेटिव और ये सारी चीज़ें बन चुकी हैं वो बहुत ही एक नेक्स्ट लेवल पर हैं। ओके सर, आप क्वेश्चंस हैं ब्लॉग प्लेलिस्ट में आंसर कर चुका हूँ। ओके सो गाइस, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर वाचिंग दिस लाइव सेशन। आई होप आपको पसंद आएगा। अगर आपको पसंद आया है वीडियो को लाइक करते हैं, शेयर करते हैं दोस्तों के साथ, एंड सी यू इन द नेक्स्ट सेशन। सो बाय बाय।